Howdy guys, I'm Jason Lewis, and today on AutoEdits we are back on the Mustang project, and we're doing something really important in the scheme of this project. Because of you guys and your help and your comments during the painless wiring harness preview video, you guys introduced me to the Dakota Digital VHX instrument line of products. And I was looking to complicate things by trying to figure out how to put the Holley digital dash in there and having to fabricate and do a bunch of work. Well, thankfully you guys turned me on to this stuff, and you guys know I'm open to all of these things. And thank goodness, because once I went to the website and realized how easy and then yet how advanced and well built this stuff is, I'm stoked to show this to you guys. And this is going to be one of those upgrades and steps in the procedure that's going to be mentally a very good step for me, because this is a big deal. This was a kind of one of those many things that are overwhelming tasks to do on this. This is going to be easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the stock instrument cluster out of the Mustang, and we're going to install the Dakota Digital VHX series of instruments or gauges into this very housing. How easy is that? And then I'm going to show you that with some simple wiring, this will now add seven different instruments here. We will have speedo, tachometer, water temp, oil pressure, volts, and fuel. Plus, these two windows down here offer so much more information. It is such a simple kit to install. If you were installing 6 separate gauges in your vehicle, you would have a pigtail. I've done it before. Some of you guys have. It's a very complex wiring schematic. These, you have one of these going from your brain box to all of the gauges on the dash, and then you just wire the brain box. So it simplifies things. Plus, it gets as complex and technologically advanced as you would want to go. You now, because of all of the things they offer through Dakota Digital, you can now make your vintage car have time delay headlights, GPS speedometer. I'm going to go ahead and do that in this thing. Now the whole system is based off of these bridge modules, and you could daisy chain as many of these as you want onto your system for all of the different things that the Dakota Digital offers. This one right here in particular is going to interface with the Holley EFI Terminator fuel injection system. Since I'm going to have the Terminator run all of the engine management, that in turn will feed all of the info into this box, which will then feed all of the info into these things, into all of our gauges, the tachometer, the water temp. All of those things will now be fed through the Holley. So what I'm going to do is swap these gauges here into the cluster. I'll show you how easy that's going to be, and then we'll do a bench wire up, and I'll show you a quick run through, and we'll throw them in the Mustang, and I'll show you what this is going to look like. This is pretty darn exciting.
That's a cute dog right there. What you doing?
We'll run through the disassembly pretty fast like. Start by pinching the tabs that hold the original plastic lens in place to get that off. It's a good thing to remember here that you're dealing with a 50-year-old piece of plastic, so be gentle. Next up, remove the 1/4-inch screws that hold the 3 stock components in the housing, and then just carefully remove them. Don't forget to take this opportunity to clean up the nooks and crannies a bit. So now that we've got this cleaned and ready for our new stuff, let's go ahead and get this stuff installed. So this goes in one way, so you'll just see the cutout. And we'll just install that there. We'll put our screws in, hold that in place. Now, since this is the first time you guys are seeing the back of the VHX gauges, I want you guys to just get an idea of how simple and how good this is. See these connections? That's it. That's all that will run to the back of these gauges. They will get a jumper cable from one to the other to communicate, and then they will get a Cat 5 cable from this to the brain box, and then everything. So it just keeps this so much simpler. So don't be intimidated by thinking that having to wire gauges is so complicated. it can be. It's not easy, but it's not hard. After installing the clock, I went ahead and attached the constant power lead and the optional LED light harnesses, so they would show up in the turn signal indicator arrows on the dash. So then, all you would do is connect this Cat 5 to here. Boom. So then, you would go from the gauges, from the instrument panel, to that. And that's it. You're done. You're now wired and ready to go. And then all you do is just wire, and you can see on this thing, fuel sender, oil sender, water sender. So all of that will plug in here. The VHX gauges are absolutely perfect looking, modern but retro, with all of the vehicle information I will want in the stock cluster. Time to wire it up with an ignition key, and I'll hook up the water temp and oil pressure senders as well as the available dimmer switch. All right, so I have it assembled, and as you notice, I swapped the tachometer for the speedometer left to right because I want the tachometer on the right side, and that cord on the back fits a little bit better. Let's plug it in. So I did just a simulation of the wiring. So you have the water temperature sender here, plug straight in. Now remember, I won't need to do that because of this beautiful little thing here, these little bridge modules. If you notice here, you just daisy chain those together, and you could just stack as many of those as you want to get all of the accessories that Dakota Digital offers. So then this would be the oil pressure sender. Now that one I am going to run straight into the box here, and that's going to run that. And then you can program each gauge to get to look for a signal for either through the bus, the CAN bus here, or directly into the box here. So let's put power to the thing and see what we got. Let's turn the lights off. So now we got power to it, and you can see the clock is spinning around because it's getting a first signal. Now I don't have the GPS running power to the GPS yet, so that will actually set the clock time once I run power to this. So it'll automatically, right now you would have to manually set it by using the toggle switch here. So let's turn the key on. So this would be like if you were in the car and you would go to key to ignition on. Boom, look at that. And it lit up, everything looks happy. It says set fuel sender. Please set speed calibration over here on the speedometer side. But everything looks happy. I don't see smoke coming out of anything. That's a good sign. Let's go ahead and check on what the backlighting looks like. Now this little dimmer switch is an extra little guy here, so I'm gonna just simulate like I just turned the headlights on, and that shows you what it looks like to have the headlights on. How cool is that? Surprise, got blue. So we have black face with the blue backlit gauges. I'm kind of liking this. I'm kind of liking this a lot. Let's check the dimmer. So this is what the dimmer is for. So you can actually get in here and dim it down all the way to off, or incrementally all the way back up to full bright. Man, that looks good. I am stoked on this. You didn't think I was going to end this on the workbench, did you? No way! Another one of the big reasons this is such a great upgrade is because it bolts right into the stock location. First, mount the instrument cluster in place. Then use 4 screws to install the stock gauge surround, and the install part is done. I ran a few temporary wires to my battery, and we are about ready to see what my office will look like with the Dakota Digital instruments. Let's put some power to it. Key on. Boom. Looks great. Okay, now let's simulate headlights on just so you can see the backlighting. Oh yeah. Home run. This is awesome. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? I'm seeing this. This camera, you should see this. This is very, very cool. And this is our toggle again for all of our interface. So you'll see on this switch here, we're going in high speed, 0 to 60. It's kind of fun to have all of those different things in there. I wonder if I'll use this. Why not? We should use those once this thing's running. Let's get it back to the clock. Tachometer digital. I probably will have it set up to run boost there since we do have a supercharger on this thing. And being able to have a boost gauge will be really nice. And again, look at how nice that fits. It's just perfect fit and finish. It's a high quality upgrade. The thing looks fantastic. So here it is. You could add a bunch of technology to your classic car, or even just 80s or 90s cars. There's a lot of options on the website, on the Dakota Digital website. So go check it out. This, I'm absolutely thrilled with. You saw the effort level. Instead of having to fabricate or build or wire a whole bunch of extra stuff, it went right in. I mean, it's so simple. Anybody could, if I could do this, all of y'all can do this. So thrilled. So stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, enjoy your drive. I'm gonna sit here and make car noises for a while. Yeah.